You want the best for your car? You already watch our tutorials.
So the best place for the best deal is to buy from the Mr. Auto app. Easy, fast, and with better prices than on the website.
You will find the bulk tyre ends used in the video exclusively on the Mr. Auto website and through the link in the description. Turn your engine off and pull up the handbrake. In order to change the outer tyre end on your vehicle, you must lift the front of your vehicle and remove the wheels. This will give you full access to the steering system. Loosen the stud bolts on the front wheels. Raise the front of the vehicle and put it in the two-axle stands. We strongly suggest watching the tutorial, raising your vehicle safely, before carrying out this step. You will then be able to take off the wheels. Don't forget to slide them under the vehicle. You can now see the outer tyre end. As the components to be removed are very often seized up, don't hesitate to brush and to use penetrating oil to facilitate the operation. Using a 16mm spanner and a Torx T25 or 4mm Allen socket, loosen the steering tyre end retaining nut. With a marker, trace a line between the axle joint and the tie rod end. It will help later during the disassembly and reassembly process. Using a 22mm spanner, release the holding nut on the tie rod end. It is there to stop any form of rotation of the two pieces towards each other, as this could have an impact on the geometric settings of your vehicle. If you don't have a ball joint puller, take a hammer and hit the lock nut hard just at the end of the threading. The ball joint should move away from the pivot. Only tap on the tie rod end pivot if you are changing the tie rod end. Otherwise, you risk damaging the threading. Paying close attention to the point of reference, unscrew the tie rod end, counting the number of turns necessary to extract the tie rod end. Using calipers, measure the distance between the lock nut and the end of the tie rod axle joint. This will be needed during the reassembly process to get as close as possible to the original settings. Remove the lock nut from the axle joint.
All parts used in this tutorial are supplied by our trusted partners. These partners also help us create as many video tutorials as possible. Check them out in the description below.
Screw the lock nut back on until the distance measured with the caliper is reached. You will find the bulk parts and products used in the video on the Mr. Auto site and in the link in the description. Take the new tie rod end and unscrew the lock nut supplied with it. Put the tie rod end back in place, making the same number of turns as counted during disassembly. Checks on tyre alignment, when carried out by a professional, will guarantee that your steering system is perfectly aligned and is in good working order. Put the tie rod end into the pivot. Reassemble the nut supplied with a new part and tighten it with a spanner. Finish off the tightening with a torque wrench. Screw the lock nut onto the tie rod end on the side of the tie rod axle joint. Then, you will be able to put the wheels back on your vehicle. During this operation, you will work on the steering system of your vehicle. Checks on tyre alignment, when carried out by a professional, will guarantee that your steering system has been perfectly aligned and is in good working order. Put your vehicle back on the ground before properly fixing them in place. Operation completed.
Hi, it's Theo from UseTool. I hope this video has helped you a lot in your car maintenance. We would be super grateful if you could spread the word so that we can produce even more tutorials. Simply give us a like, a comment, and hit that subscribe button. It really helps us boost the channel and help the whole community. Thanks a lot and have a great one.